5. Here we giz.
Here we jizz.
It's giz. It's.
Oh, I know.
Why
I know what
am
you
I
said.
looking down?
Snoop
Because
on
I'm
it.
not looking down.
You're looking at your
It's
phone
because
very
the stream
ominously.
is like a few seconds early.
Yeah, click. Yeah.
It was funny. It was funny. You were looking at your phone like, I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
Okay.
I wasn't looking at my phone like I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
Kind of were.
Okay, can everyone see the chat?
I wasn't going.
Yes.
Yep.
Might as well have been.
Whatever.
Shelly,
Yeah.
hit the green button on the left-hand side at the top. The green button, hit it.
Yeah. Maximize.
We don't need to see the OBS.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
What's on the other side? Okay. All right, we're ready to go. Heroin mic is off.
Yes.
Heroin mic is off.
Heroin mic is off.
Okay, so I'm gonna add something about Sean Connery too.
Sick.
That's
Yeah.
pretty significant.
That was significant.
It's
Sometimes
significant.
I have
I'm
to give
surprised
her
you
a
didn't bring it
smack.
up.
A smack on the ass.
No, smack across the face.
Smack across the face, sonny.
Sometimes you just gotta give them a smack across the face.
You don't have to
Sometimes gotta
give them
beat their-
anything, assholes.
Hey, calm down.
I'm a girl.
No,
I
you're
can
not.
say that.
No,
Yeah.
you're a Yeti. There's a difference.
No,
She's a harpy. Okay, get your.
that is not
get your-
why
get
she
your-
waxes.
Oh!
Whoa. Okay. let's
Guess
rewind.
I'm not shaving for the next 4, 5, 7 months.
Oh.
I bet in the next
You
2
don't
you'll
know.
look like a
Maybe
Wookiee.
Matt likes Wookiee style.
Ask
No.
him if he likes Wookiee style.
Do you like rug burn?
No.
He doesn't like getting the pricklies, but maybe once it's long enough to rub his hands
He
through.
hates that
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
I wonder how tangled he gets.
How tangled who gets?
Chewbacca.
You mean matted?
No, I mean, like his
fur.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
What's the difference
apparently
between matted
it's
and
not
tangled?
something that's important to the storyline because.
Well, considering he doesn't wear pants, obviously his dick is hairy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or it's
I
covered up at least.
Oh.
Why would you think about that, Aunt Shelley?
I didn't think about any of that.
You know his costume is actually yak fur.
Oh, sick! Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's itchy.
Well, I, mean,
not
I
on the
imagine the
inside.
inside's insulated.
The inside's probably
Yeah. Padded or just cloth,
hopefully air conditioned.
Whatever.
or at least
'Cause they're going out in the
breathable
desert.
material.
Do you remember seeing the picture of the guy with the pink shorts? Who had the
Oh, yeah,
blue
yeah,
mic?
yeah.
Yeah, he died recently.
Oh.
What guy with the pink shorts? What are you
So
talking about?
there's
There's a famous picture of the Star Wars, the
New Hope.
New Hope, and boom. There was a sound technician.
Oh, boom operator. Okay.
Boom operator with pink shorts. He was wearing nothing but like skinny pink shorts.
And it was
Oh.
pretty funny, but he died recently.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that. We have a
His name
concurrent
is
viewer.
Ken Nightingale
Oh yeah, Ken Nightingale.
or Nightingale.
Nightingale.
I like Nightingale, so I'm gonna call
He
him
died
Nightingale.
in May.
Hmm.
I know
he was
people
a-
were pissed about it.
He was a British sound engineer. They're mad that he died.
They were upset that he died, not like mad.
Well, you said mad.
Well, mad at 2020.
Why were they mad at?
Oh, my
the
god.
year.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's so much
All right,
awkward,
we
like-
got less than a minute.
I'm ready. We can start now.
Let's start now.
I am ready to start now.
First ever time we were early.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't know either. Okay, hold on.
I don't know either.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, erect penis.
The following audio program contains mature content, including offensive language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's a catastrophe, nothing less.
You're the one that knows about this.
I don't know.
Yeah, you were on the show.
Thomas, why are you so offended with dead people?
Think-
Never even heard of that motherfucker.
Bullshit.
Well, if anybody was going to know, Matt would know.
Good
Matt knows everything.
You're talking to the guy that remembers everything.
Remember that Tommy buttfuck? I don't feel okay with that. I really don't.
Robotuner's a loser.
First and foremost, I am not fucking RoboTuner.
Robo, fuck you.
Matt would be so tender.
Oh my
Number
God.
one.
That's the play for a stripper to just go, oh yeah, I listen to all of them all the time.
Why did the stripper turn to Matt
So
Thomas?
where's the stripper from?
Thomas, is that you, man?
I thought it was genius, RoboTuner. You did a fantastic job.
It is. I thought that I just wanted some money so I could buy some pop screen filters.
You dress up well, Thomas, man. I didn't know you were into this.
You little LARPer, you.
Someone shoot me. I have to live with him.
All these podcasts in my feed, but something's wrong. Not a single one I follow, they sing their own theme song. Now I have my own, and I really must say, please offer us advertisement so we can do this for pay. Back in 2015, just a desktop and two mics, we found it hard on social media to get any likes. Then we got new equipment and the world was much more fun. 3 years had gone by, now our studio is done. RoboTuner, master of debacle, sitting at the helm.
Sushi keeping Matt in check, true ruler of this realm.
Thunder K shocking both their asses into gear.
Alex the intern. Why am I even here?
We're glad that you have joined for this occurrence of our show. We can't think of lyrics for this part, so here we go. The song is almost over, starting at last. Broadcasting from the dungeon at Castle Fujiwah, it's RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast. Occurrence 107 for Sunday, November 1st, 2020, in the year of the least likely word to use in the place of the word shit.
What?
Gross.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Rats?
Yeah,
Were used in place of the word shit?
The least likely
Oh,
word.
rats.
yeah.
Darn it. Okay, I got
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Greetings, RoboTuner coming at you from the dungeon in Castle Fujiwah, back again with that low-budget podcast style for your listening enjoyment, amusement, disgust, or all of the above. Take your pick. Joining me once again, across the table for me, is my existing, everlasting, romantic life partner, Sushi.
Here I am.
Sounds like you just died in Mass Effect. And then, to my right, everyone's favorite piece of electric potassium, Thunder K.
Did you say electric potassium?
Here.
Yes. You see the irony in that, don't you? Or this,
Irony.
the comparison, rather?
Yeah, I see. But
Yeah.
that's kind of funny, though.
Electric potassium, yes. Thunder K. And intern Alex.
So
Was that supposed to be his music?
Yes.
Actually,
his music
I
drop?
really like that. Also,
I need,
that
to turn
intro,
it, I need to turn it down a little
the
bit.
intro, you need to add an octave. It'd make it sound cool. Like the,
What, to that?
you know, like the RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast.
You want to lay down a track afterwards? I'll let you.
Yes. I want Kenneth and Alex to do some little background vocals. That would be cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Since they're
Except for I'll
both
do it better than I just did.
almost. I mean, like Kenneth's basically a professional, and then Alex is. What are you?
Basically.
First chair?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm going into the music field, I guess. I don't know.
But your first chair.
Oh yeah, that doesn't
in
matter.
regional? No, it does. I'm gonna keep mentioning it.
You know, it doesn't matter because that's just practice. The other one, this.
We just
Yeah.
want to belong. We don't care.
I don't care
You
about
do belong.
titles.
You're on the show.
And I want to make
Finger maracas,
finger
yes.
maracas.
I was trying to imitate Finger Maracas through that whole thing. I don't know if I was doing it right.
Yes. Let's see. Well, it's November 1st, the first day after Halloween. The weirdest Halloween that I've ever experienced in my life. Because I don't think we've got any more than 5 trick-or-treaters on our street. It was just weird this year because of the whole pandemic thing, and CDC was recommending kids not to even go door-to-door trick-or-treating anyway, and if they did, just to only stop by the houses that had candy at the end of their street, which is what we did.
Yeah, and I think that my saddest part of this year is I didn't put out any decorations. This is the first year in a long time, besides the year that grandmother passed, or right before grandmother passed.
Yeah.
I did, but at
That was
least
2
put up
years ago.
some Halloween decorations that year, right?
Yeah, you did some.
You know,
But this year I didn't put up any.
it seems to me like it would have been at least. I mean, if people would hang out at the end of their driveway
Mm-hmm.
and then had maybe buckets on the end of a stick or something that could hold out so the kids could walk up and grab stuff out of the bucket, you know, that would have been something. But it was, pardon the expression, but Halloween was like a ghost town.
Yeah.
There was nobody.
I don't even think churches were doing trunk or treat.
Yeah, a lot of them canceled.
Yeah. We had a lot of kids last year. I mean, so many kids, and I was so excited because my yard was all decorated, and I had animatronics out there.
A whole bunch of them.
When people would walk by, they would just go off. And this year, I have a ton of animatronics. I have a spider that jumps out at you. I have little kids that play on a playground, and they make.
Do you have the one where the guy
noises.
picks up the girl and sucks her soul out?
No, I did not do
No,
that one.
we don't have that one.
That one's
scared
so
me.
cool though.
That one scared me.
But I'm just saying, you shouldn't like tell everybody what your designs are. You should just like.
But those people, they're not coming to my house.
Yeah, but you could like post it on the podcast page.
I think they'll still see it. They'll still want to look because I can describe
But
it.
she rearranges it every year anyway.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Don't do the
Next year,
exact
it's
same thing
gonna
every
be
year.
So amazing! I cannot wait.
Well, only 364 more days to go.
Yep.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Speaking of a good way to look at it, the elections are on Tuesday, and I'm just glad that once they're over and done with. And speaking of which, right here in our great state of Texas on Friday, there was a tour bus, actually campaign tour bus for the Biden campaign that was stopped on the way to Austin in central Texas, somewhere between San Antonio and Austin, that was apparently met up with a bunch of vehicles driven by Trump supporters that tried to basically block it in or keep it from going.
No, that's
They were
not
just
exactly
escorting
what
them.
happened. That's not what happened.
I didn't say it was exactly what happened.
So let me tell you what happened. They were following the Biden bus, but they were following rules, and they were yelling things out the windows, and they had their little Trump flags in the back of their cars. But it was actually bad behavior for both sides.
Yeah, honestly, there's two ways to look at it.
Yeah.
One, it wasn't good optics.
Yeah.
In any way, stretch or form. But at the same time, how is it any different than people going out and protesting?
It's more than that. Like, what about the people? So here's where I'm at. You got mainstream news talking about what all the Trumpsters did on the Biden-Harris bus. But do you see them talking about when a whole group of people maced little kids on the Trump side?
In New York,
you don't.
yeah.
You don't see that.
Or when Pennsylvania went in and when
Stop blowing on the mic.
Whenever I lost my train of thought, damn it. Whenever that cop came whenever that guy came after the cop with a knife and he got shot, they all went out and quote unquote protested, but they went to Walmart and looted TVs and all that kind of stuff out of Walmart. You didn't see that
so
on the news.
No, but what you did see on the news was the cop that drove by and said, "Don't you people have jobs you have to get to tomorrow?" You saw that on the news.
Yeah.
Because people were offended by that. I think that
Please.
I think that we have two terrible things going on. And they're feeding each other constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that both sides would calm down. And it's not this side or that side. We should all be one. We should all be focused on
Did you see the
what
ad?
our future is.
This is relevant, I promise.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the ad in Utah where the two guys who were running for governor actually did a commercial together? And they were like, hey, you know what?
I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah,
what position? Governor or
governor.
what? Oh.
Yeah.
Governor.
That's pretty sick.
It was pretty cool because they both sides, one Democrat, one Republican, doing a commercial together, and they're like, we don't agree on many things. Here's our websites, and shows their websites. Go and look at our policies. No matter who you vote for, I'm going to work with him, and he's going to work with me, and we're going to make sure we get what's right for the state done. And there was so much well wishes towards both of those guys that came from it because people are just genuinely tired of the divisive rhetoric.
Yes.
If anybody who wants to, they should go look at this ad between the Utah governors,
gubernatorial candidates,
and just watch it. Mm-hmm. This is how political discourse should be.
Yeah.
That it is not. We are not so different. When you go just look at the base policies, moving aside everything above an economic level, all the culture stuff, pushing that aside, we are not that different. We all want cheap health care. We all want low taxes. We all want, as people, not as a government.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the political discourse that we have is just awful.
It is. It's completely, and it's not. You think it's better because if we get somebody that's a Democrat in, because the fighting dies down, right? But does it? Does it die down? No, it doesn't die down, because then you have the whole, we don't want higher taxes. We do want our health care. But all of these things that change, and that when a Democrat versus a Republican gets in,
And
it's frustrating to watch it go down.
whoever wins, this is very important,
Mm-hmm.
whoever wins, whether it be Democrat or Republican, it's not the end of our democracy. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
This rhetoric
Yeah.
that's coming from the mainstream media, don't listen to it. Turn off your TVs.
Or if you have to go to any media source, do
Bad
it
lip
outside.
reading on YouTube.
No, well, that. Or go outside of our country and listen to that media.
Yeah, I mean, go to the Daily Mail UK, go to
Reuters.
Australia, go to Reuters, go to BBC.
Mm-hmm.
Just the mainstream media,
in
whether it's Fox
America.
or MSNBC or CNN, whatever it is, there's so much partisan hackery going on right now. That is, to me, I don't think it's a candidate that's doing it. I don't think it's a party side that's doing it. I think the mainstream media is dividing us.
Well, I think there's
It's all about
also-
those ad dollars.
It's the backing. It's the money. It
Yeah.
boils down to the money. So you can think about it on this level. I don't know who explained this to me, but I'll just say it out loud. You have all of these people that donate money to each side. You have the Republican side where they donate money, and you have the Democratic side where
Yeah.
they donate money.
And all the PACs, yeah.
Right. So they give out all these donations with the promise that they're going to get something in return. Like something they want to have happen is going to happen.
Well, yeah,
right?
it's called lobbying. Yeah.
Right. So with that being said,
Every industry has
if
one.
there's one side that gets donations that has more their hands in the media versus the other side that doesn't have their hands all in the media, you're going to get, well, if they don't win, then they're going to do everything they can in their power, which is whatever they're in control of. If it's the media, it's the media. If it's not, they'll find another way to affect the person who won. And we're going to see more of their grievances out there than we would if there weren't all these donations and there weren't all these promises made.
Yeah, I mean, lobbying happens in any industry. In fact, do you guys know anything about the video cassette wars of the late 70s and early 80s?
You're talking about Betamax versus
Versus VH, yeah,
VHS?
Betamax, Betacam, VHS. And do you guys know why VHS came out on top?
It was cheaper.
No, because the porn industry endorsed it.
Nice.
Really?
Yes, it's
That
true.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, rewind 12 years. Biden and Obama were elected,
Uh-huh.
right? I remember my father, who is, we won't get into that,
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Not here.
and what was then social media were all upset because not only did Democrats own the presidential, but also the House and the Senate. Everybody on the right was thinking that it was the end of the world. Guess what happened? Nothing really happened.
Mm-mm.
And then 2 years later, Republicans took over the House and the Senate, and then nothing got done for the rest of the time there. I think at some point Democrats took over the House again, and then fast forward to 2016, Trump takes the White House. We have Republican majority in the House and the Senate. Nothing happened for the 2 years. Nothing got done.
Yep.
Nothing major got done other than the tax. You could argue the tax, the Trump tax credit or whatever it's called, the Trump tax plan, tax reform. Thank you. Anyway, that got done, but really nothing else got done that was harmful in any way, shape, or form.
There were a couple of things that were undone.
Undone, yeah. So now we go to this one. Whether it's Trump or Biden, very little is going to get done that's going to affect us in the short term.
That's true.
Because even if you have everybody in the Democrat, all Democrat House, all Democrat Senate, Trump and Biden in there, they get so little done because, and to hear all the politics on Twitter and Facebook say stuff like, this is the end of our democracy as we know it, and all that kind of stuff. It's just fear mongering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all that is.
And it's the same
I
if
just look
Trump
the other way.
wins and Republicans take over. I keep hearing, like, with Amy Coney Barrett being admitted into the Supreme Court, I keep hearing that they're going to end abortion. They're going to end.
Oh yeah, overturn Roe versus Wade. Yeah, I've
they're
heard
going
that
to
too.
overturn
They're not
gay
gonna do that.
marriage. They're not going to do
No.
that. They don't have the power to do that. And if they did, then Congress needs to step up and make it a law.
Right.
The Supreme Court is not for making laws; it's for interpreting it.
And not only that, to be 100% completely honest, there's no reason for us to be making laws for basic human rights.
No.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any law that that does not take the individual into account.
Right.
And I really don't. And I tend to be really center. And I just don't think that government has any place in any part of our lives, whether it be our marriage, what substances we consume.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think government has a place for that.
Yep.
And of course, there's arguments to be made on either side of that, and I'll listen to all of them. But that's where our problem lies. Is we've gotten to the point where nobody wants to listen to anybody else. They all have their own thoughts about the matter, and they can't be swayed. And that's just not how. We're not going to remain a democracy if this keeps up.
That's true.
Although technically we're a representative republic, but not a democracy. But
Yeah, at any rate, I'll just be glad once the election is over so we can put all this behind us. Tired of hearing about it.
I don't know that we're going to put it behind us because whatever happens, we're going to be talking about it for a couple months.
Yeah, well, I'm ready to put this part of the show behind us so we can talk about other stuff.
Fine.
Boom.
Yeah. So, you guys know that Sean Connery died yesterday
Yeah.
at the age of 90.
Mm-hmm.
that's such a loss.
You know what I read on Facebook? Something that I never would have actually thought to have attributed myself, because you guys all know I like to post tacky shit online whenever celebrities die. All I put was this sucks.
This shucks.
This sucks. But
She needs a good slap.
one of my Facebook friends actually put Sean Connery was the victim here because he ultimately got shaken, not stirred, by the hospice nurse that was tending to him in the Bahamas, resulting in his death. I'm like, fuck, man.
You thought yours were bad. That
Yeah.
one's pretty dang bad.
Yeah. Like, the worst I put was whenever Muhammad Ali died, I guess this is something he just couldn't shake, because he was suffering from Parkinson's.
Oh
Well,
my
I
God.
think that you don't, put it on someone else. That's basically saying that the hospice nurse killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would have gone with some play on, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, which is one of his most famous quotes, right?
I swear to
Yeah.
God, if Michael J. Fox dies, you better not say anything.
I guess he's out of time.
Yeah, you already beat me to it.
He died.
Coming for you.
Just so you know, he did die peacefully in his sleep, surrounded
Not
by
Michael
his
J.
family.
Fox. We're talking
Yeah.
about
Sean Connery, yeah.
Sean Connery.
We're predicting the future.
I don't want to start one of those, one of those fake celebrity deaths. Somebody goes on Facebook and goes, Michael J. Fox died. No, he didn't die. It was Sean Connery.
Jeez. Yeah, of the old Bond movies, I think more of the Roger Moore ones than I did of any of Sean Connery's. I remember the very first one was Goldfinger.
My favorite Indiana Jones was the one with Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, in The Last Crusade. Yeah, see, that was the first time I heard of him too.
No,
was Indiana Jones in The Last
my
Crusade.
dad made sure that we knew who Sean Connery was with the James Bond, because Dad, he's all into James Bond.
James Bond.
James Bond.
And actually, Ian Fleming, who wrote the Bond novels, he was involved in the casting of him whenever they first started to make movies about his books. And at first, he didn't want him because he was Scottish. And his character of James and his original design was he was obviously English and he had blonde hair. And he wasn't either one of them, but I guess he decided to go with him anyway because
Old.
Wow, it took like what 3-4 James Bonds before they found a blonde one.
yeah, well, Roger Moore was lighter haired. I remember that.
No, the latest, the one that.
Oh, you're talking about Daniel Craig?
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
He's not blonde. He's light haired, light brown. I thought.
He's pretty blonde.
Oh, more blonde than Sean Connery was whenever he still had hair and was still.
Well, he was white hair at one point, but he was really dark.
Still had dark haired. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I've been joking around with the guys about this, but in 1965, this is before he married his current wife, just FYI. He did an interview in Playboy magazine. And it was in response to his Bond character hitting a woman. And in it, he said in that interview, he said,
"Girls need a good smack every now and again."
He goes,
Smack.
think there is anything particularly wrong about hitting women, although I don't recommend doing it in the same way that you'd hit a man. An open-handed slap is justified if all other alternatives fail, and there's been plenty of warning.
There's been plenty of warning.
He is way before his age, right? Because isn't it like the feminist thing that women should be treated just like men?
Well, yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he stood by
Way
those
before his time.
And he did an interview with Barbara Walters, and he
60
stood by
Minutes.
those comments.
I remember that.
Yeah. But wait a minute, hold on. His perspective took on a new tone in 2006 when his first wife wrote an autobiography that he had beat her in a 1965 incident in Spain.
Ew, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
other than that, his role in Bond, it wasn't something that he considered like career defining. He was doing fine before Bond, and he did fine after, is the way he
I
put
will
it.
say this
Yeah.
about the man. He was married to the same woman the entire time, never cheated on her, never did any of that stuff.
No, he's married to 2 different women.
Was it 2 different women?
Yeah, he had sons with his first wife, which is that lady, Cleo. I think it's Cleo. And the second one was Micheline. I think that's how you say her name.
Micheline?
And they
She was a
met.
tire?
Like the tires.
Well, they met when he was separated from
God,
his
you're such a
first
spare.
wife.
got a dang spar on my car.
Yeah. Well, they met when he was separated from his first wife, but he didn't date her, didn't go out with her until his divorce was final. And he said it was love at first sight, and they have made it work and have been together ever since. And it was like 1974.
You got some nice tread on your baby.
I like the way you move it.
You guys are crazy.
I would love to see you rotated.
This is going to be the whole
Give
show.
me a rock.
Nobody has said "suck it, Trebek" yet.
Suck it, Trebek.
Suck it, Trebek.
See, I would have made a quip about that, but I just couldn't think of one to really work in
Yeah.
that way.
Oh, that's easy. I beat you to it, Trebek. Suck it.
Oh, right, because
Trebek's got cancer.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
does have cancer.
Now, one thing he was really proud of was being a Scot, and
He wore kilts all the time.
yep, he did. And he lived in the Bahamas, but
Yeah.
he was part of.
Who wouldn't want to live in the Bahamas?
I know, right?
He lived in Nassau, which is like the Oak Cliff of the Bahamas.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what Dustin said.
He probably sold his castle to go there.
That's interesting. Did you know that the last film that he made was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
No, I thought it was that movie Finding Forrester, where he played a novelist and some kid broke into his house and then he took him under his wing and taught him how to write better.
Nope. It was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
And that movie was awful. I couldn't even make it all the way through.
Oh, see, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. He did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen
Thought
in
it was boring.
2003. Finding Forrester was 2000.
Okay. Let's see.
Farewell, Sean Connery.
Yes, farewell.
Farewell. Sean
Oh, Dan. Well, actually, no, Danny Boys, that's Irish, isn't it? Not Scottish.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Okay.
Irish.
At any rate, so yeah, well, despite us having a lackluster... What?
Sorry. I Googled Sean Connery because I wanted to look up his films. And one of the... You know how it gives you the people also ask? And it says, where is Sean Connery now?
Probably at the chief office of the medical examiners in Nassau.
Maybe.
A freezer.
Unless they're going to have him exhumed and buried in Scotland. I don't know.
You guys are just.
You don't know. Maybe they're going to put him on a little boat and scoot him out and then fire fiery arrows at him.
Oh, like a
That's more of
Viking funeral?
thing.
That's
more
that's not his
Scandinavian.
heritage.
What
Or
if they?
Or
what if
maybe
he
he'll be
just-
cremated.
Maybe he just fucking disappeared like he did in Highlander.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
He experienced the quickening.
The quickening.
Fellow Shattered. That was from the first 30 minutes of that movie.
I wonder if anybody ever asked him what
Ends
his
up teleporting to
reaction
the modern day, and he ends
was
up in
to
a
Saturday
Shakespeare
Night
play.
Live's portrayal of him.
You know he came back in the third movie, I think, right?
I don't know.
You know he did. He came back for some reason. Some magic with the. I think it was the third movie. It may have been the fourth. Who knows? But there was something that happened with the quickening, and there was some echo, and he came back, and you're like, why just him?
Weird. I never saw the third one. I only seen I owned the first one, but it's only.
There's like 100 of them. I didn't know there's not really 100. But there's a lot of them.
And I saw the fourth one too, which was I think straight to video. It was bad.
I think the first one was really good. And I think the rest of them. I mean, I guess they.
There was a
weren't,
TV show too. It was on in the 90s.
I'm trying to figure out which one it was.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there's another reference.
Yeah, he was in Highlander too. The Quickening. I thought it was 3, but I guess it was just 2. He came back. Yeah. And he died again.
I was going to say, with Clancy Brown and Christopher Lambert still alive, now there are only 2.
Yeah.
Since Sean Connery's gone, there can be only one.
There can only be one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Clancy Brown and Christopher Lambert are pretty close in age, though.
See, that could have been your line for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there can only be one.
You should go back and revise it.
Yeah, it's kind of late now, though.
No, it's not. It's today, isn't it?
Well, he died yesterday, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just FYI, Daryl Hammond, who used to play him on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Oh, that was Daryl Hammond. That's right.
He said, Mr. Connery, you wear me out. You didn't say that last night when I was pumping Mugu Guy Pan all over your nostrils.
What?
I don't know. And then he said, sorry to hear of the passing of #Sean Connery. My condolences to his family. Always loved doing my silly impressions of him. R.I.P.
He mentioned us.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
He did.
He mentioned R.I.P. He mentioned my show. Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe more celebrities should die.
Look at how many endorsements we have.
Oh my god.
#RIP. No, that's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if that's quite the publicity that I'm looking for.
That's like the whole reason we named it that, though, because it was funny.
Well,
Moving on.
It's just a coincidence that the show initials are R.I.P. Actually, my show's original the original title was RoboTuner's Insignificant Audio Occurrences, so it would have been RIAO.
And then I said, no, that doesn't sound good. Let's try to figure something out.
Well, you're not the only person that told me that. A whole bunch of people said, yeah, I want to listen to your show, but I can never remember the title other than RoboTuner something. So that's whenever we change it to RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast.
And then we were RoboTuner's audio
diarrhea.
We were rad.
We were rad. Trying to bring back that 80s.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
We're still rad. We should still have rad up on the RoboTuner thing. But RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast is part of the rad. Like, rad is our owner. And then RoboTuner's Insignificant Podcast is like a piece of it.
No, I think it's the other way
and
around.
then, when he does his stuff, like Welcome, his latest
Greetings.
album, Greetings, that's it, sorry.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Sorry. Well,
when has he ever said welcome? He says greetings.
I know.
Every show.
Right.
Every occurrence.
Come
I
on,
say
Sally.
greetings.
You should know my name.
I know.
I think we should the big person that holds us should be RoboTuner's Insignificant Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
No,
So you just be Rick.
rad.
So you just
Rick?
be Rick.
Anyway.
Rick, rad, rip.
That sounds like the
See,
slogan.
rad.
That sounds like
See,
the
Rick,
slogan
run.
to the,
Rick, rad, rip.
That sounds like what you guys did earlier in here that made everybody run out of the room.
That's him, you guys.
Oh, me too.
You had to run outside the room with your own fart. That's bad.
Yeah, it is.
You're like, God dang, man, I gotta go outside.
Yeah, got that, man. At any rate, so despite us having a lackluster Halloween, Sushi and I actually did go out on Friday for the first time that I've actually seen any live music at all since the pandemic began. Because the last time that
Fucking Rona.
I had been before that was my own band, Josh and the Jet Noises album release in February, which our drummer was sick, mind you, but we made it through anyway. So we went to Division Brewery / Growl in Arlington. So it's a cool venue. At the back half is the bar and brewery itself, which they make their own stuff. It's pretty good. And then the front half is the actual live music venue, which is a record shop. And playing that night were two bands that I know. Well, no members of, at least. Opening up the night was Big Heaven. And that was a band that you guys were giving me shit for the other week because I couldn't remember their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to meet their vocalist, Mandy Hand.
She's nice.
She's really cool. They're a really good band, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, well, actually, let me back up a bit. Well, the headlining band was the Mammal Virus, which our friend Zach Zanatish is their bassist. And he actually started off the show by playing some of his stuff solo, including some old I Happy Am songs, which I thought was really cool. It was nice for him to play that tribute.
Yeah, it was good because I was like, yay, songs I know.
Yeah. And I sung along with him, too, and other people did, too.
Yeah.
And
I am a pizza.
yeah, the pizza song. And dinner for one, 2 hot dogs on a plate.
Yeah, 2 hot dogs on a plate.
Yeah, and Zach cracks me up. He actually wore 2 costumes on Friday night. When at the start of the night, he was dressed up as Jesus and also carrying around a goblet of wine. And instead of saying, "Oh God," he would say, "Oh Dad."
And then then he goes, "Shelly, I was drinking water and it turned into wine. I don't know what happened."
How come you make everybody sound like RoboTuner?
I didn't. That's how he talked.
No, yeah,
That's
she was quoting
literally
him.
how he talked.
Like for real.
No, like for real. He said it just like that.
She was quoting him, not me.
He did not sound like a rubber tuner. He just said, "Shelly, I was drinking water. It turned into wine. Tell me what happened."
Am I the only one that hears that though?
Here's what?
No.
I don't hear that.
Obviously, you're the
No,
one that
this
hears
is
that.
Robotuna. Robotuna talks like this.
Now do the other one again.
Yeah.
Shelly, I was walking around carrying water and it turned into wine. Tell me what happened.
It's the way you're articulating. It's the way you're articulating.
No.
I think you just love Matt so much you hear him in everything.
Only a little bit.
Jesus. RoboTuner obsessed. Yeah, and then the Mammal Virus took the stage after Big Heaven, and they were pretty entertaining, too. They were all dressed up in scrubs, like medical scrubs.
Yeah.
And another cool thing that they were doing is that with every admission, they gave you a little piece of paper, and you would hand it to Lance, the lead vocalist of the Mammal Virus, and he'd give you it was almost like reverse trick or treat. He'd give you a prize which was written down on the piece of paper. Like, for example, I got a Grateful Dead button. What did you get, Sushi?
I got a Grateful Dead button.
You got one too?
Yeah. I said, "Here, you want a remember?" I was.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Here, have my Grateful Dead."
That's
button.
right. I thought maybe you got that from somewhere else.
I think.
have my
Do you
Grateful
think
Dead button.
maybe they were doing that so they could count how many people said that they were here to see them? I thought that's genius if that's what they were doing.
I think they were giving those out to everybody. That's what the impression I got from the guy working the door.
Okay, so hear me out on this. If what I was thinking they were doing was after they were giving out the prizes, I thought when you give them a piece of paper that shows that they know one person showed up for them.
Yeah.
They know 2 people showed up. They know as the papers came in, they knew how many people were showing up for them, so they'd know how much money they were supposed to get.
Yeah.
So I thought if that's what they were doing, that's genius. If they weren't, then whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was a cool little deal, though.
Yeah.
And they also had a pinata there, which I posed next to because I wore my Jedi costume and had my lightsaber.
Yeah, and then he went and
You
got
need to send me that picture, too.
I will. Then he went and got the bat, and he turned in the circles, and he had like they had to wear their COVID mask over their eyes. And they turned him in a circle, and he went around in a circle, and he was supposed to hit the pinata, and he just basically...
I missed.
It's like he grabbed it and hugged it.
Well,
was
no, it
great.
smacked me in the face. That's what happened.
Did you softly caress it afterwards?
No. No, I did not.
Man.
Yeah, so that was fun. That was Friday, and then of course, Saturday, which we mentioned was Halloween. But Sushi and I spent the majority of the afternoon and into the evening hours installing tiles in our bathroom.
Sick.
Did you use caulk?
Not yet.
No,
we
we've
used
not used any caulk.
Did you have Matt shove his caulk in the wall?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
No, we're not to that stage yet. We're using
Ew.
mortar. Because it's got to get hard.
It's got to get hard before he can use
Yep.
caulk.
That'll come out the base.
Oh, yes.
That'll come. Yeah.
We don't want it to come out the base boards.
Hey, what you doing over there?
Nice. I was sending you the stupid pictures.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
why.
I thought maybe you were getting a text message. I was gonna say, people should fucking know what we're doing at between 7 and 9 p.m. every Sunday.
I wouldn't answer a
Shoving
text
caulk
message I
into the
got.
wall.
What was that, Sushi?
You're so gross. You should be ashamed.
Did you shit your pants again?
Ew.
What's the number?
What number?
You have to yell at the number.
That one was a 3.
It was just a 3?
Yeah, but I
Why are you even bringing it up?
That one-
because it
Good.
hit me.
That one came out like 3 minutes ago. That's why.
I'm not in on that at all.
What did you just kind of... You know the rule. You fart, you have to yell out a number.
Ugh.
No, you don't have to yell out a number. Somebody else has to yell out the number that they
Well,
smell.
yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
yeah.
what you did.
Those were my rules.
Jeez.
Someone's trying to get me in trouble.
Who?
Yeah, so we started on tiles on the wall. We're done with one of them. We have, 3 more to go? Something like that?
You make it sound like we've got like 3 giant walls to go. We've got one bigger wall and then one tiny wall.
Yeah, well, we also have the bathtub also, but we're going to hire someone for
And
that.
So he needs to stick his cock in one big one and then one little one?
Wow.
Caulk.
First of
That's what I
C-A-U-L-K.
said, caulk.
Let's talk about it for
What
a
are y'all
second.
talking about?
We started out.
Gross.
Listen to me right now. We started out at the top and moved down to the bottom, which is the wrong way to do it. Okay?
So I guess are at the bottom.
And the reason we did
Always
that
got to start with the bottom.
anyway, the reason we did that was because I didn't know what the design of the wall was going to be for the tile. And I needed to form it on the wall. So that's what I did, and it worked out. So now we know what it's
So you
supposed
put
to
your
be.
form on the wall.
Now we know what it's supposed to be, and so now we can start from the bottom and work our way up.
You okay?
Yeah.
So you put your form on the wall, and now he knows to go for the bottom.
Right.
Got it.
Okay.
With his caulk.
No, tile.
Tile.
No caulk. You don't
No caulk?
No, it's grout.
His sauerkraut into your caulk? In your
Any
from the bottom?
It's
you know
not
what?
her caulk, it's my
Let
caulk.
me just tell you right now. You can make anything sound dirty if you try hard enough.
I'm trying to, because we're talking about putting ball stuff up on your fucking bathroom.
Anyway.
Yeah. In the bathroom of all places.
The bathroom.
The dirtiest place in the house.
Yes.
Pretty hot.
Yep.
And the lucky thing is he didn't find any copper in the wall.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right. So a couple other things I want to hit here.
Like
Good-
Sean Connery?
Oh, well, you mean with his wife? Many decades ago? So, my good buddies and Henry the Archer released a new music video a couple days ago. I thought it was pretty sweet. It's called Venus, and it's dedicated to Richard, the lead guy, and Henry the Archer. It's dedicated to his daughters, and he also had his daughters star in it too.
Oh.
Yeah, and he shot the whole thing on an iPhone and directed it and edited it himself, which I thought was pretty badass.
Saves a lot of money.
Yeah, and the name of the song is Venus. You can check it out on the Henry the Archer YouTube page.
Just don't play it on your YouTube channel.
Why would I not want to play it on my YouTube channel?
You'll get copyright struck.
Oh, you mean for the live stream? No, I wasn't going to. I know better than that. Yeah, I mean that's kind of ridiculous anyway. Even local bands that have been on podcasts that I'm friends with,
That he won't name the name of.
I know.
that's irrelevant. People know who I'm talking about. I mean, they got copyright strikes too on YouTube while their fucking band is guesting on their show. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It's all about the YouTube algorithms, which is why I'm very selective on that stuff. Which is why I made our own song, so that'll never be a problem for us.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, the name of the song is Venus, and I actually made a comment to Richard that I can't wait to see the follow-up sequel video of it named Serena. You guys
What
not
does
get that?
What does that chat say over there?
There's...
Thunder K, that's a stretch.
Oh, okay. I can't see it from here. It's too far away.
Talking about, because remember, it's lagging a little.
Yeah.
So you were trying to stretch it out too much on the wall.
Oh,
dirty joke.
okay,
Yeah.
I get it. It's a stretch. Yeah, but did you guys hear what I said?
Yes.
That I can't wait until the sequel video Serena comes out?
Yes, I heard.
Venus, Serena.
Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to play. I didn't get the joke because maybe I'm missing a piece of it.
No,
the
that's
famous,
the joke.
The famous tennis players, Venus and Serena Williams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Richard didn't know who they were either, so turn that off. That's going to cause too much noise. Thank you.
What is going on?
Sorry, I got hot, and I was trying to tell him to turn the AC back up.
Well,
'cause
Alex, just go over there and hit the button that says power alert, where it says energy low
Technical
and high.
difficulties, folks.
Yeah, turn it to, actually, no, the left one. The very left button.
He's
Yeah.
as subtle as it
We'll
gets
just edit this out later.
Set it to auto.
on live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We should have a 10-second delay.
There. All right. Now it won't stop.
Tunda. Feel the tunda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Smartest, it's okay.
All right, and then last night, after we finished our bathroom duties, I decided to watch Borat 2.
I was downloading Ghostbusters.
Nice.
The Ghostbusters video game, which came out in 2008, and there's a remastered version of it on
Yep.
Steam or Epic Games. One of the two. All right, I know you haven't seen it. Have you guys seen the first Borat movie?
Nope.
You are missing out. That was the fucking funniest movie of 2006.
What I know about it is people had pretty low hopes for it, and then when they saw it, it was pretty freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it's there's just so much ridiculousness and crudeness throughout the movie, but the pacing of the movie and the context itself, it just works. And the second one, which just came out, was just as funny. And so the basis of it is that Borat is based on one of the characters that the Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy that plays him, came up with. And the reason why the first movie was such a success is because, aside from the production crew, there were only 4 cast members that knew that the whole thing was scripted. Once the movie actually started, the events of the movie got into motion, and that was him, his producer, Pamela Anderson, and the chick that ends up playing his wife in the movie. Everybody else that he came across, they thought he was an actual person, like from the nation of Kazakhstan. Like he's a visiting
I can see
reporter.
how you get away with that with the first movie, but
Yeah.
has it just been long enough where people forgot who he was?
No, actually, that in the second movie, they actually show in the first 30 minutes or so, they actually show some clips of people recognizing them. They're like, "Hey, what's up, Borat?" He's like, "You're mistaken. You don't know me. I'm not that person." He even walks into a Halloween store and he sees a Borat costume, or with a generic name. It says "stupid foreign reporter" on it. He says, "No, that does not look like me at all." And part of the movie, the second movie, was actually shot in Dallas last year at the State Fair. Shows big text and everything.
Yeah, he's a damn good actor, though. He's played in a couple of different movies. Like one of them was Hugo.
I never saw Hugo.
It's a pretty good movie. It's about a kid who lives in a train station. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's actually pretty decent. And there's another. He was also in like Alice in Wonderland 2, I think.
Who?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Was he like the bad guy?
He was the
Was he the clock master?
Yeah, the clock master.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I only saw that movie once, and it was in the theater, and that
No, it
was
wasn't-
over 10 years ago.
It wasn't
Alice in
memorable.
Wonderland 2.
That's the thing. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't memorable.
No,
Yeah,
my point is
I
though
agree.
is he's a really damn good actor. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He is.
especially in Hugo, he was really good. I like that movie.
Yeah. Anyway, it actually, the second movie itself actually ended like within the last couple months. I think June or July of this year is whenever it stopped, because the pandemic was already going on, and that the pandemic is actually written into the movie itself, and there's some events that happen around it. I'm just gonna leave it at that, though.
Was Rudy Giuliani in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was recent, wasn't it?
Well,
I guess maybe not.
yeah. Like I said, the timeline of the movie was like they started shooting it here in the States around this time last year, and it ended, I think, back in June or July, from what I was able to pick up on, right in the middle of the pandemic. But yes, Rudy Giuliani is in it, and obviously he was in on it, so
yeah,
he wasn't one of the.
I know the story behind it. I don't want to give it away, but I know the story
but obviously because of his role in the movie, it's obvious that he was in on the whole joke, or on it. He wasn't one of these innocent bystanders that was just made to made to act like he doesn't know who he is, who Borat is, or that he's not a real person. Anyway, but I'd recommend for anybody to watch it. It's damn funny. And then finally, I'm going to leave this up to you, Thunder K. The other big thing that dropped on Friday, Episode 1, Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Spoiler alerts. I'm going to be
Yes.
talking spoilers, so
spoilers.
if you haven't seen it, please be warned now. We're going to talk about the show. In
Yeah,
its
so if you're
entirety.
listening in the live, if you're listening it on the live feed, you may want to tune out for the next 20 minutes or so. Hopefully it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it.
We're going to go into a whole synopsis. of
I
it?
was really hoping that this would not be a letdown, and they did not disappoint. It
Oh,
was
no.
so good.
Not only that, Dave Filoni and John Favreau are basically giving the middle finger to Kathleen Kennedy and saying, you're not going to piss all over this.
I was so pleased with the show. It was the minute they said, you know, he was like, I need to know a Mandalorian who could point me to where this child is, and they said go to Tatooine. My first thought was, holy shit, he's going to go see Boba Fett.
Yeah, he wanted to find more of his kind.
Yeah, more of his kind. And then I know of one on Tatooine. I was like, I looked at Alex. I said, he's going to go see Boba Fett. And Alex was like, no.
I was like, well, I didn't say exactly no. I
Actually said no.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, it could be Rex, because like they've confirmed that Rex, the original, like they've confirmed that Rex and Ahsoka are going to be in that. Well, it actually turns out that Boba Fett and Rex are the same person.
Well, yeah, because they're clones.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where
Well,
I
yeah.
got that. They got to mistake Boba Fett for him.
Well, Boba Fett is a clone that he's a clone, but he was altered in a way to where he would have natural human age progression, unlike the rest of the clones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
that way Jago could actually raise him as his own son,
Yeah,
or did.
the beginning fight scene was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And the having to work with the sand people, that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, my thing is like lore wise, the Tusken Raiders language was unknown to most people by like for eons basically. And like if you played the Star Wars the Knights of the Old Republic, you actually had to find a droid that knew the language so it could talk to the Tuskens for you.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna. Well, what about the fact that the Mandalorian can actually speak
Yeah, that's
Tuscanese
that's
or whatever
the one
it's
thing I
called?
want to know. Why does he know it?
And he speaks it, and he also signs too,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
If you notice at the very end of the show, Boba Fett, or they haven't really released him as Boba Fett, but who I think might be Boba Fett, was actually carrying a
I noticed
Sand
that.
Raider spear and a Sand Raider
Rifle
on his back. And so the theory is, if you go back to the show where they're sitting at the campfire and the Mandalorian and the sheriff were sitting at the fire talking to the people, there was
the marshal. Yeah.
there was one sand person who was sitting off to himself, who was kind of in conflict with those two. They're thinking that Boba Fett might actually have lived with the sand people after
Return of the Jedi.
After Return of the Jedi.
After he eventually escaped the Sarlacc. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're thinking that he escaped the Sarlacc because the dragon that they were fighting in that
the Krayt Dragon.
the
Yeah.
Krayt Dragon they were fighting was living in a Sarlacc pit.
Yes, they did say that. Yeah.
And they think that the dragon might have used its acid to kill it, therefore releasing Boba Fett, and he climbed himself out of there and went to the Sand People and lived among them that entire time he was gone. Therefore, the Empire wouldn't have known where he was, and so he just kind of lived amongst the Sand People.
Yeah, and one thing about that Sarlacc, did you notice at the very end whenever they were carving the meat out that they found a pearl amidst its
You're talking
remains?
about the dragon, right?
The Great Dragon. That's a nod. I didn't know this, but that's a nod to the BioWare games, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Apparently, there's a mission
Also,
where you have
Star
to
Wars
kill
Galaxies.
Yeah, and Galaxies. There are missions on there where you have to kill a Great Dragon and you have to retrieve its pearl as your prize.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was gonna say those are gonna be some rich motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
They won't have to raid the human villages anymore now, despite them having a truce.
Yeah, it was funny because as soon as that scene came up, I was like, "That's a goddamn Crate Dragon," but I didn't know because they didn't really show it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And so,
I'm sorry. Did you also notice a couple of things? One, the Star Wars: A New Hope was the skeleton that C-3PO and R2-D2 saw on that skeleton. That was a Crate Dragon.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, and two,
makes sense.
In The Mandalorian, the red droid that came up to help the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the astromech droid.
The astromech droid was the same astromech droid that blew up on Luke.
Luke and Owen. Yeah, the one that says that this one has a bad motivator. Yeah, and it actually had the same.
It had the same burn mark.
The same burn mark on its dome. Yes, I noticed that too.
There were several nods. If you looked at the graffiti in the background, there was all kinds of pictures of
like snowtroopers
and protocol droids and things like that. And not only that, but I don't know if you noticed, the sheriff was riding a modified pod racer.
Yeah, I did notice that his engine looked like one that would have come off of a pod racer. Maybe it was Anakin's. I didn't get a close enough look, or could have been Anakin's.
It was the wrong color, but it could have been painted because
it could have been Sebula.
Yeah. Oh, Saboba. Yeah.
So, and also, he forgot to mention, but in the flashback scene where the sheriff saw the video message of saying like the new Death Star exploded, the little words around the ring.
If you use the codex for alien language for Star Wars.
Oh, for Arabesh. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to turn it upside down and translate it, it's the
intro sequence to
a new
Empire
Force Awakens, isn't it? Or is it New Hope?
No, it's a Return of the Jedi. It's talking about the
it was Return of the Jedi. Yeah, because if you took that thing that was circling around the globe and you turned it upside down and translated it, it was the intro sequence to Return of the Jedi where it was talking about
the new
Luke
Death
didn't
Star.
know about the new Death Star.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Pretty wacky.
Yeah, someone would have actually had to. Well, I don't know if there are any apps out there that decode Arabesh. I guess there are.
I mean, I'm sure they just went.
It's not on Google.
Screenshot.
It's not on Google Translate. I know that.
Probably have a book.
It's amazing how fast that they turned that around and translated it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
the show was just there Friday, and they had Saturday.
Well, you also have people who like learn Elvish language from Lord of the Rings, so I mean, it's not impossible.
Well,
I'm
and
sure they know how to speak it fluently, probably.
And Klingon from Star Trek.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible, but it was upside down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, how hard is it to just like take a picture and just rotate it 180 degrees?
Another thing I heard is that the bartender, the guy who played the bartender, was also in played the bartender in that show Deadwood with Timothy Oliphant.
Yep.
Timothy Oliphant, who played the marshal.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, which I've never seen a single episode of Deadwood.
I haven't either. So although I heard that, I didn't really think much of it because
I heard Deadwood was a really great show and that we need to watch it.
It's on HBO, isn't it? Or it's an HBO show?
Is this a plug for?
No,
Deadwood?
somebody told me that we need to watch it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
A good show. Good TV show.
It still makes me wonder how the marshal got a hold of Boba Fett's armor. I mean, obviously, we know that he bought it off of Jawas after they rescued him.
I mean,
they think.
But how did Boba Fett lose it in the first place? That's what I want to know.
The theory is Boba Fett shed his armor and lived with the Sand People, probably sold the armor off to buy his way into the Sand People.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm sure he was. First of all, he was
just trying to survive or desperate.
He was defeated, one, and I'm sure that he was kind of an outcast because he was a clone.
Yeah.
So where would he have gone, really?
Yeah, because that's one thing that I don't think has ever been explored in the Star Wars saga was what happened to all the clones after
I mean, they did it in like comic
after
form.
the Clone Wars were over. Yeah.
There was like
Other than what they touched on the Rebels show.
yeah, they at one point the Caminos that were making the clones,
Yeah.
they had a rebellion against the Empire, trying to make like a secret rebellion of clones. Well, the Empire found out and basically utterly destroyed them and stopped manufacturing of the clones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about like yeah. So that makes sense from that standpoint. Why you wouldn't see any more of them. I was referring to more or less the ones that were still in service of the Empire after.
There were a lot of them were killed off or decommissioned.
I think Commander Cody, who was on Obi-Wan Kenobi's team, he actually went on to train new initiates for the Empire, and he hated every single one of them that wasn't a clone.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I also think that they killed them off.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And the only ones that survived were the ones that were able to remove the chip from their brain,
Which was like 3 people.
Yeah, 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, because they're more susceptible to force mind manipulation. That's why they started recruiting humans as stormtroopers.
Right.
That much I do know. Yeah, but it was an awesome episode. I just can't wait to see the others now. It's such a good show.
It is such a good show. I hope it maintains it. You know, I hope.
I don't see any reason why it couldn't.
I hope corporate doesn't step in, so to speak. You know.
I can't see that at all. I really can't.
I've thought that before, you know, because I heard that Netflix was coming out with a Last Airbender live action show.
Oh, they already made. Live action show.
Yeah.
Yes, I did hear about that. Yeah.
And I don't know where it's at now, but I did hear that the original creators left the show because they were wanting to change so much of the original canon that that they didn't agree with it.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. And then the M. Night Shyamalan, he made his attempt at making a movie adaptation of it, which is also on Netflix, but I don't even want to waste my time with it.
It's awful.
Don't. Don't.
Yeah. That's another show that Dave Filoni was involved with. You guys know that? He was one of the writers.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
For Avatar, yeah.
That cartoon is amazing. I can't. Every time what we wrote, what was a couple of weeks ago?
It's a gateway into more serious animes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
One of my friends made that joke.
I bet your girlfriend's now watching better animes.
No, she's not.
What did she think of the
Oh, she loved it.
That's
but
awesome.
She's not.
That's awesome. I love that show. If you haven't seen it, The Last Airbender is amazing.
Yeah, the original animated series. It's on Netflix.
Don't watch The Legend of Korra. That is awful.
Yeah, I've heard it's awful too, and her character is just dumb. Like she's supposed to learn all this, have all this great wisdom, and she just keeps on doing the wrong thing over and over and over.
And then they just kind of kill off the whole Avatar bloodline, which pissed me off.
Well, yeah,
I don't know anything about it.
It's a little bit of a spoiler, but yeah.
Hey, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. Yeah, it sucks. Okay. I'll admit, it had very good moments, and I enjoyed some of it. I enjoyed some of the fight scenes.
I liked the bending games in the beginning.
I did too. That was pretty cool. But story-wise, it was so lackluster that just everything kind of fell apart.
The whole show came about. Everybody, for me, it was like I kept looking for the nods to the original, because it felt so disconnected from the original that I just kept looking for nods. Like when Uncle Iroh would come in, and I'd be really excited because I love Uncle Iroh, but you always wanted to see the past lives. You wanted to see Aang as a grown up. You wanted to see the originals as grown-ups. You got to see most of them, but you didn't get to see all of them.
Well, yeah, you got to see 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, you only got to see one of them for 2 seconds, and then she was gone forever.
Right. Well, anyway, that's sad. Moving on.
Yeah. You also wanted to mention Thunder K about the free Epic game.
Yes, the
download of the week.
The Epic download of the week that started last Thursday. Every Thursday
at 10
there's a
a.m.
new download that comes out. This week's was Ghostbusters. Now I know this game came out in 2007.
8, I think 7 or 8, one of those.
And they remade it recently. They've redone all the graphics on it. And I've got to say that if that storyline was Ghostbusters 2, there probably would have been a Ghostbusters 3.
that wasn't a remake. What? No, no. Well, I'm sorry, a reboot with all female characters,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
which I refuse to see it.
I've seen it. It's okay.
It didn't look very enticing to me from the previews.
It's not that funny to
of
be
the
honest.
trailers.
But then again, Ghostbusters was never really meant to be a comedy.
I know, even though it was written by comedic actors.
It's just
It was
really
actually
funny.
supposed to be very serious sci-fi thriller that was, I don't know if you've ever seen the documentary on it,
No.
but it was supposed to be a real sci-fi thriller.
Yeah.
But they had to back it down, and when they added Bill Murray to the project, it then became kind of a comedy, but it was still serious.
It was serious.
It
but
had
was
serious
a
undertones, but it was moved. The plot was moved forward by Bill Murray, who was kind of like the perfect comic relief for that. Because if it was just Egon and
Winston and
Winston, if it was just them talking the
and
whole
Ray.
time, that movie would have been so boring and dull. Bill Murray made it funny.
Yeah.
Made it fun.
I love Bill Murray.
And of course, there was a few nods
a
that
national
Dan
treasure.
Aykroyd did, like, "Listen, do you smell something?" Or
Yeah. That's my favorite
Oh,
part.
you mean in the game? Yeah.
No,
No,
that's,
that was
in the
the movie.
movie.
Okay.
That's my favorite part of the movie.
But the game has several nods to the first one. No, very few nods to the second one. So few nods. I mean, I guess the second one.
No
was-
Statue of Liberty you can
No.
control with an NES controller.
I
No.
liked the second one. I did, but there's not a lot of people that did like the second one.
I didn't like the second. I didn't. Okay, I didn't like it. I didn't find the found it to be too silly. I think they went too far the other direction. I liked it being grounded
Your love.
and held
it's
down
only
in
higher.
serious, pseudoscience.
Yeah.
But that one was like, okay, now we're controlling the
Statue of
Statue
Liberty
of Liberty with goo.
and an NES
Yeah.
controller.
I mean,
Or
come
the
on.
NES Advantage, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deluxe controller that's like an arcade
I
stick.
like the storyline. I know y'all get to that one part and you're like, oh, but I like the storyline. I thought it was cool. Where they were washed up and they ended up being like going to little kids parties, and because they had gotten rid of all the ghosts, and so that's what they had to do with their lives at
So
that
going
point.
back to the game, the
Mhm.
game is a serious nod to the first movie.
Okay.
And not to spoil a whole lot, this is all pretty much part of it, but the city puts up a museum piece for Gozer.
Mhm.
And yeah, when they build this shrine,
Mhm.
then things start going crazy, and
Gotcha.
there's a whole lot of story behind it that I'm not going to get into in case you want to look at, play the game and go all the way through it. I suggest you do. It may be a little hard for you, Show, because I know you have problems with. But it's third person.
It's third person,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's not going to be that bad. But I myself found myself a little kind of, especially when I got into closed areas where I got a little sick. But I powered through it, and it was worth it. So you play a member of the team that's not one of the original four.
It's a new recruit,
It's
yeah,
a
right?
You're a new recruit, and they make sure you know the entire game that you're a new recruit.
Is it like the one that they have at the arcades?
I don't know.
No, this is more like adventure, exploratory action
Oh, okay.
kind of game.
I haven't played this one ever.
So
Yeah.
So you get to play the new recruit, and
Mhm.
I'm not going to just build this thing up. There's problems. There's obviously problems, but
Yeah.
the storyline is fantastic. I loved it personally, but
You said it wasn't a very long play.
it was not a very long game. I
Oh.
started it yesterday and I finished it this morning.
Oh.
And
well.
I had to go. I went out to eat to dinner, and so it falls into the same problems that most games do, where the beginning levels are really long,
Mhm.
and maybe even overly long, and then towards the end, it's like the developer's like, we just gotta get this damn thing out the door, and so the ending levels are super short.
Yeah, I heard that there were some developmental problems as well, and with some of the writing and with some of the voice casts. All the four original voice actors voice their characters.
So they have these individual scenes that you go to in between gameplay, where you can walk around.
Yeah, cutscenes.
Well, it's not really a cutscene. It's like an individual scene where you can walk around the firehouse and look at things.
Mhm.
But there's nothing really there to. There's very few nods that I found. The painting from the second movie's there.
From Vigo.
Vigo.
It's Vigo. You're like the buzzing of
And-
flies to him.
Yeah, and you can go and look at the containment unit and all that stuff. Those are all nice little nods, but you really can't do anything.
Yeah.
To move the story forward, you have to walk into to the other guys, and then the scene will kick on, and then you'll move forward.
So there's too much that you can do that doesn't have a purpose.
It wasn't I wanted it to be an open world map, but it was not an open world map.
It's more linear, right?
It's very linear. You can't do A without going to B and that kind of stuff. And the game was entirely way too easy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Are there different difficulty levels on it?
There are, but to me it just made the ghosts harder to catch.
Oh.
And it's really hard to die because you're always with other team members and Ghostbusters, and they'll always come and save you, or you can always come and save them. So they're basically your lives, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
If you go down, they come and help you up, but if all 4 of them go down, then the game's over, or you have to go back to the last checkpoint. So I never died, not once.
Oh, okay.
And I was on
normal difficulty.
Normal difficulty.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna die.
Nice.
So, but the some of the other things, like there's no tutorial. They just throw your ass in there. Now you can go back and play what they call tutorials, but they don't tell you what to hit. They don't tell you what button to press. You just gotta have to figure that out on your own. But after you do, it's really simple.
Are you using a controller with your computer?
I've used both.
Okay.
You can use a mouse and keyboard or a controller.
I use the Xbox One controller with my PC.
The controller is easier to do.
Okay.
It's way easier. So, of course, you upgrade your pack, but you don't get a choice in upgrading your pack. You're in the middle of a scene, and all of a sudden, Egon goes, "Oh, hey, by the way, I threw this into your pack." So, there's really you don't know it's there until they turn it on for you. But there's no unlocking anything, or there's a lot more they could have done with the game to make it more interesting. But to me, it's just like I'm playing a movie.
Yeah.
So the movie, the storyline is worth it if you're a Ghostbusters fan.
Okay.
Because all the original voice actors are there. I mean, all of them. All of them.
Didn't you say that Harold Ramis, this was his last?
This was his last voiceover. I don't know if it was his last movie, but it was definitely his last
actual movie I saw him in was Knocked Up.
Yeah. And in the
played
beginning
the
of
dad.
the movie, it said it gave him a nod in the very beginning.
Of the video game?
Yeah, the video.
Oh, it'll make sense since they remastered it after he died. Yeah.
So.
After Harold Ramis died,
Yeah, all the even Janine.
He died in 2014.
Even Janine's in there,
Mhm.
and even Peck, Walter
Annie
Peck is
Potts.
in there.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
The original voice actor.
Oh okay.
So, yeah, it's a good game, and it's free on Epic. So go download that thing and give her a shot. It was a perfect game to play on Halloween.
I bet.
Even though Halloween sucked.
Yeah.
Very much so. All right, so I think we are ready for some sushi news. And before we do, we got to play this.
Sushi news.
Take it away, baby. I said take it away, baby.
I'm about to be patient with
Hey,
me.
just take it away already. Come on.
A woman allegedly posed as a prosecutor and dropped charges against herself. A forensic examiner later noticed the charges were dropped. Lisa Landon of Littleton used the state's electronic system to drop the charges and submitted fake documents in 3 separate criminal cases last year, according to a review by the New Hampshire Union leader. Landon's plan to avoid jail went awry when a forensic examiner who was supposed to perform a competency evaluation on her noticed the charges were dropped. The examiner later contacted Hillsborough County prosecutors to confirm if the evaluation was still necessary, the indictment says. Landon, 33, is also accused of falsifying a judge's decision to waive a filing fee in a lawsuit she filed against the county and faked an order in a child custody case involving her child and a family member. She faces 1 charge of false personation and 6 counts of falsifying physical evidence. Her criminal past includes drug possession and stalking charges.
Bitch is going to jail.
Wow. Man, I'm surprised she got away with all that.
I know.
Or tried, or was able to at least get that far. Jesus.
What does that say about that city? Wow, I mean, if they can just, you can drop your own damn charges.
What city was it? Littleton? Colorado?
Littleton. You would ask me after I already looked it away.
Looked it away.
Looked away from it, sorry.
Do you know the way?
I don't know.
Do
Littleton
you know
something.
the way?
This is the way.
I swear
You
to
do
God,
not
It's
know
in
the
New
way, guys.
Hampshire.
Oh, okay. New Hampshire. Littleton, New Hampshire. Sorry.
I thought that was an interesting story. I was like, how in the hell did she do this? But
Yeah.
who
Makes
knows?
you scratch your head,
Yeah. So,
whether it's itching or not.
I wanted to go over some of the costumes that people had the ability to wear this year, because I thought some of them were hilarious, and we didn't really go over that on the last one.
Okay.
So the first one that I thought, I was like, why is a sexy plague doctor. That's right, folks, a sexy plague doctor. It's basically a one-piece bathing suit with a black cape, thigh-high boots, and a plague mask, and a lantern.
I'm sure that's been used in several porns since the pandemic began.
I'm just saying you could do a little like trench coat and then just sexy lingerie under it and it'll be fine.
I mean, I guess if you're filming a porn for a plague doctor. The other one that I saw that I thought was interesting for this year was Joe Exotic. You could go as Joe Exotic and
Carol Baskin too.
God, that feels like 100 years ago.
I know, right? He's wearing like a tiger, like a blue shiny tiger shirt, blue jeans, a cap, curly hair coming out the cap, a little gun, a gun on his hip, and a little stuffed tiger on his shoulder.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just really briefly, did I mention last occurrence that Doc Antle is being indicted on animal cruelty charges?
I don't think you did. Maybe you did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he was the one that's based in I think South Carolina or North Carolina.
Is that the one with all the women?
Yes, the one that keeps a harem of women around.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
obviously, the dude's a swinger.
Yeah.
Why is Carol Baskin getting away with everything?
Who knows? But on the Dancing with the Stars, that her late husband's family purchased ad time to play a public service announcement during the commercial break, saying, "If you have any information on Jim Baskins or whatever his name was, please call this number or send it to this email address."
That's awesome.
I'm like, holy shit.
That's so funny. I got an ad saying it's like Carol Baskin's sexuality, and it's like, I would think she was straight since she has a husband.
She's on her second one. Hopefully he doesn't fuck it up because she'll put him down.
Yeah, that's right. She has that extra tuna juice hanging around. It's going to splatter him with tuna juice and throw him out there.
Exactly.
Tuna juice.
What was it that she said? It was a tuna. It was a tuna oil.
Sardine oil.
Sardine oil.
Yeah, sardine oil.
That is Carol Baskins. Yeehaw.
So the next one is leafy superwoman costume, and the leaves are pot leaves, and she's got, it's almost like Wonder Woman because it's got the little black crown with a green pot leaf in the middle, and she's wearing green gloves, green hair. She's got pot leaves on her breast area. She's wearing pot leaf shorts, and she's got some I don't know. It's like green I don't know what they're called, leggings, and then some high heel shoes. I was like, why? And a cape. So I guess if you want to go as a sexy pot superwoman, there you go.
Yeah. Although I'm sure that a lot of women would be turned away from it, especially if they were on a budget. You know why?
Why?
Because the price is too high.
You're so funny.
Just like, yes, I am. And Thunderkid's not ready with the crickets.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
I didn't know that it constituted cricket.
Very
then
nice.
The
Yes.
next one is a blow-up costume. You know, like the blow-up dinosaur?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's...
What, the
The
Raptors?
T-Rex?
Or the T-Rex?
Yeah, yeah.
Velocipaster. No, that wasn't a blow-up. That was actually a
We
mold.
didn't even talk about Velocipaster.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week when Heather was
that's
here.
right. That's right. Okay. Okay, so on this one, it's Trump, the blow-up one.
Oh, no.
And he's holding a lady in a red dress, and your head sticks out with a wig on it. So he's holding her from behind. And I'm thinking it's
Are you sure it's not Biden?
nope. This is Trump. It's the orange
Isn't that the
face.
meme with? Isn't that the meme for Biden? Is him standing behind a woman sniffing her hair?
It says the leader of the free world picking up a woman will grab attention.
Oh, maybe he's grabbing her by the pussy.
I wasn't gonna say that.
But I will.
Another one.
Say it, not actually do it.
Yeah. Thank God. So there's another one where it's a blow-up costume, and it looks like you're riding on Putin's shoulders. You're carrying a machine gun, and he's all short. Putin's short, but it
Has
looks
he got
like
his shirt off with his muscles hanging out?
no, he's just he's wearing a suit, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like you're sitting on top of his shoulders, but you're just walking around, right? Because it's in front of you. It's weird. So anyway, that's another one. Then there's a moon man where you put on a moon costume and the back is open, so your butt hangs out.
Oh.
Okay.
Jesus.
There's a Canadian Mountie, an 80s boombox, a giraffe jumpsuit. I don't know what the significance of that is. A loofah costume. You just go as a loofah. A pineapple PJ costume. Infrared man.
Infrared
And it
man.
actually shows his penis in infrared. It's red and it's erect.
Oh,
Pretty
God.
hot.
Okay.
What about
Yeah.
ultraviolet man?
Nope. And then there's Mermaid Man, which is, I don't know what
That's
that
a-
is.
You know
That's
what the funny-
Merman.
You know what the funniest one I've seen was?
What?
It was a dude walking around. You could see he looked like a porta potty with legs.
Uh-huh.
And then when he opens it up, it's a little dude with his head sitting on a toilet reading a magazine, and he just reaches or looks around the magazine and goes, "Hey man, I'm in the bathroom. Shut the door."
That's hilarious. There's one called Clam Seltzer, and it's where you're wearing it's like a White Claw can, and it says White Clam, and then it says Natural Slime, which I was like,
Ew.
disgusting. Then I saw there was one on there that was like a birthday suit. You're not naked, but you might as well be. And then, oh yeah, this one was Boner the Caveman. Okay.
God.
So it's a caveman outfit. You got the caveman wig, right? And
So he made a lot of mistakes.
no, there's more. So it's like it's got like a little flap down at the bottom, and when you lift the flap up, a big protruding penis and balls comes hanging, and it's like huge. It's like 3 feet long.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
is this the skeleton one?
No, this is the
I've seen one where it's like a skeleton, and you just like you have a little pump in your hand and it just pops out a little like skeleton penis.
yeah. And then there's one that's a little kid, and it says Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. So that's all of those, and now we're gonna get into conspiracy theories.
Yes. I always enjoy these parts of the show.
Conspiracy theory.
It sounds like you just died in Mass Effect 3.
So I wanted to last week we started out with the beginning of conspiracy theories, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go over 12 crazy conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. Okay. So these started out as a particular conspiracy theory. The first one is the horror of Project Sunshine. Does anybody here know what Project Sunshine was?
No.
The conspiracy was the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. Do y'all have-
Stealing corpses for radioactive testing?
Yeah, in the wake of
Weird.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the U.S. government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. The truth. The government was stealing parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children, and then they would take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of the more than 1,500 grieving families. The world only woke up to the horrific scientific history project of Sunshine half a century later.
Pretty hot.
Yeah.
The second one, bad booze.
Booze, not boobs.
Yeah. Does anybody?
You
does
are
any-
fake news.
The conspiracy on this was during Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking it. The truth. Manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their product with dangerous chemicals for years before Prohibition. But between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine. And that didn't stop the bootleggers or their customers, and by the end of Prohibition, more than 10,000 Americans had been killed by the tainted booze. Much of the illegal booze was sold in infamous night spots called speakeasies.
Speakeasies, yep.
So called from the practice of speaking quietly about such a place in public, and went inside it so as not to alert the police and neighbors.
Yeah, when I went to the Mafia Museum in Vegas last year, they actually had an underground bar that was reminiscent of the speakeasies that existed during the Prohibition age. It was pretty cool.
I bet it was.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't alive back then because, man, people would try to make alcohol out of anything. And I mean anything, just out of their own bathtubs and shit.
Have y'all seen those videos of people who would like make their own like corn hooch and then just drink the whole thing that they just made?
No.
I saw a video. This guy just made a bunch of corn hooch, and then just took the whole thing he made, and just drank it all in one sitting.
Is he trying to die?
Oh, he was on the ground writhing in
I
pain.
bet.
It was so funny.
That's
Yeah.
not funny.
Funny death.
No, he didn't die. It was just funny how much in pain he was because kind of
You're laughing at other people's pain.
You know
You're-
what?
You're a psychopath.
You do it
You
all the
are
time
fake
too.
news.
You watched the show Jackass 2? Come on.
Yeah.
When it was still on?
So the next one is the first lady who ran the United States. The conspiracy was
Hillary Clinton.
No.
Kamala Harris?
A stroke rendered United States President Woodrow Wilson incapable of governing, and his wife surreptitiously stepped in. The truth. Wilson did suffer a debilitating stroke towards the end of his presidency, but the government felt it was the country's best interest to keep things quiet. The public didn't learn about the stroke for months, during which time his wife, Edith Wilson, was making most executive decisions. Despite Mrs. Wilson's claim that she acted only as a steward, historians who have analyzed the Wilson term in office confirm that well over a year Mrs. Wilson was effectively president.
I did not know that.
And although a woman president is yet to be formally elected to the White House, she could be considered the first
But she won't.
unelected president. Did you know that the government was testing LSD on its people?
I did.
The conspiracy was the CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogenic drugs on Americans in a top secret experiment on behavior modification. It was also doing it on Canadians as well. The truth. The program was known as MK Ultra, and it was real. The CIA started by using volunteers. The novelist Ken Kesey was one notable subject, but the program heads soon began dosing people without their knowledge. MK Ultra left many victims permanently mentally disabled. At the present time, another drug that alters food and perception is causing great public concern because of its harmful effects, called meth.
Methamphetamines.
So, the Dalai Lama's impressive salary.
0?
No. The Dalai Lama is a CIA agent, is the conspiracy. The truth is that the Dalai Lama was getting a 6-figure salary from the U.S. government during the 1960s. According to declassified intelligence documents, he earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance to the tune of $1.7 million per year.
Man.
The idea was to disrupt and hamper China's infrastructure. The Dalai Lama is believed to have the power to choose the body into which he is reincarnated, meaning that the current Dalai Lama is a reincarnation of the last. Today, millions of people across all regions believe in reincarnation.
I've never really known that much about the Dalai Lama other than being a religious figurehead of some kind for Buddhism.
Yeah. Would you believe if I told you that John Lennon was under surveillance by our country's FBI?
Well, I know that immigration was on his ass because because supposedly they didn't like his protests that he was doing towards the last couple of years of his life.
You are fake news.
The
And
conspiracy was the FBI was spying on former Beatle John Lennon. The truth is, they were. Like many counterculture heroes, Lennon was considered a threat with his anti-war songs, like "Give Peace a Chance."
Yep.
And it didn't exactly. It was not liked by our government.
Yeah, didn't resonate well.
And it was during the Nixon administration as well. In 1971, the FBI put Lennon under surveillance, and the Immigration and Naturalization Service tried to deport him.
Yep, that's what I was talking about.
In 1957, John Lennon and Paul McCartney met at a party in Woolton. Just yards away from their meeting place was the grave of Eleanor Rigby.
Eleanor Rigby.
Mm-hmm.
It picks up the rice in the church where her wedding has been.
Is the government spying on you? The conspiracy is, with the advances in technology, the government is using its vast resources to track citizens.
Well, that's been known, though.
Hello, Big Brother. The truth, in 2016, government agencies sent 49,868 requests for user data to Facebook, 27,850 to Google, and 9,076 to Apple, according to the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the EFF, a major nonprofit organization that defends civil liberties in the digital world and advises the public on matters of the internet privacy.
Yet here we are displaying, talking about shit publicly on YouTube and on any place that distributes our podcast.
Right.
Well, don't worry. If YouTube finds what we think offensive, they'll censor us.
First of all, if I was worried about what Big Brother saw that I did, then I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Alex, can you open the door? I hear our dog out there. I'm wondering why someone isn't letting him in.
Well, you just did.
Hey, Lassie, did Timmy fall in the well?
Aw. It's too bad you can't see him on camera.
Yeah. All right, I've got two more.
Alex is going to make sure he goes inside. Man, it's chilly out there now. Shit.
I've got two more.
And we still have the AC running? Jesus.
Well, it's hot in here.
Y'all, y'all insulated this room well.
Yeah, we did. All right, fake battle, real war. The Gulf of Tonkin incident on August the 2nd, 1964 was faked to provoke American support from the Vietnam War. That is the conspiracy. The truth. By the time news reached American ears, the facts surrounding the North Vietnamese attack on the American naval ship Maddox were already fuzzy. Declassified intelligence documents have since revealed that the Maddox had provided support for South Vietnamese attacks on a nearby island, and that the North Vietnamese were responding in kind, according to the U.S. Naval Institute. The event opened the floodgates for direct American military involvement in Vietnam.
Man, I don't even want to touch the Vietnam War. There's so many things that I've heard about it as far as why it was really started and why we're involved in the first place.
Okay, so this is
Be
number
here
9.
for hours.
Yeah, this is number 9, and it's our last one for the evening.
Okay.
But Big Tobacco knew that cigarettes caused cancer. Conspiracy. For decades, tobacco companies buried the evidence that smoking is deadly. That's the conspiracy. The truth. At the beginning of the 1950s, research was showing an indisputable statistical link between smoking and lung cancer. But it wasn't until the late 1990s that Philip Morris even admitted that smoking could cause cancer. The benefits of quitting smoking are huge. Food tastes better, your mouth feels fresher, and most importantly, your risk of tobacco-related disease drops significantly. And the purpose of me reading these out is to show that not all conspiracy theories are a lie.
Yeah.
So anything that we have out there right now, which I'm going to start going over some obscure conspiracy theories.
You heard it here, folks. Shelley thinks the Earth is flat.
No.
You heard it.
No, I'm going to go over some. You know what? Next week, I'm going to go over flat earthers and why they feel the way they feel. I don't necessarily agree with anything that I'm saying on here, right?
You are fake
But what
news.
I want to do is I want to give you guys the information on why they think the things that they think.
Yeah.
Where their information is coming from, and give you a different perspective on things. I think it's interesting to see how other people think. May not be right, but I think it's interesting to look into it.
Sure.
Sick.
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 Yeah.
Sick.
All right. That was your last one, baby?
That was my last one.
Okay. So I think it's time for...
That's all I got for now.
Wait, I thought that was Alex's sound effect.
No,
I thought he
his-
was the cow.
No, I'm the piano.
Oh, the ragtime piano? There's that too.
Alex was also
Uh,
the toilet.
All right, so it's
'Cause I
time for
stink.
Stump the Robotuner once again.
All right, you know
That's
the rules, guys.
Yeah, that's the correct. That is incorrect.
Say your name if you know the answer.
Yes.
Question number 1. Which nut is used to make dynamite?
Thunder cake.
Yes,
Peanuts.
correct. Wow.
was a
How did you
cop-out.
know that one?
But it's not called PNT, it's called TNT. That doesn't make any sense.
How did you know peanuts were used?
I pulled it out of my ass.
Okay.
Ew, man, we don't know. We don't want to know about your excrement. Gross.
Yeah,
That's not what you
gross.
say when we're off air.
Oh.
What?
What was the first cold breakfast cereal invented in 1863?
Robotuner?
Alex the intern.
I'm going to say Robotuner.
Cornflakes.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Oh.
Go on, play the buzzer. Play the buzzer. Thunder K's next.
Or it could be Alex the intern.
Actually, I was last.
Oh, okay.
Rice Krispies.
Wheaties.
No.
No, Wheaties didn't come up.
It was granola.
Oh.
Oh, just granola?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It was a granola cereal. They just poured milk over it and ate it.
Sounds like
Raisin
bullshit.
bran.
Okay. Well, that was a lot more generic than I thought it was going to be.
Who invented Coca-Cola?
Thunder
As far
K.
as the name, I don't know.
Thunder K.
Yes.
The cartels.
No.
Alex the intern. Some guy suffering from a cocaine addiction.
No.
True, actually, that is true.
Probably.
No, it really is.
But that's not his name.
Whatever the guy's name is.
You're still wrong.
I
asked his name.
have
it-
no idea. It's
Is it cream of some young guy?
No, it's called John Pemberton.
John
Pemberton was suffering from a morphine addiction. In turn, he put cocaine in soda and made Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Great.
The original formula for Coca-Cola did contain cocaine when
And
it was still
green.
when it was still legal.
Okay.
And it was green.
Heroin used to be illegal too. You used to be able to prescribe it at a pharmacy.
You can get it in Italy. It's
Yay.
legal in Italy.
How many calories per gram are stored in protein?
How many calories per gram are stored in protein?
Do you have a slide rule I can borrow?
No.
That's cheating. Calories per gram.
Alex the intern, 22.3.
No.
Robotur? 100?
No.
I already answered.
Okay.
My answer was
The answer is 4.
4.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
And we were all way off.
I should know that. I was closest.
Closest.
I was closest. It was 0.
Shut up.
We aren't playing horseshoes here.
This one should be pretty easy. What is the only U.S. state that grows coffee beans?
You asked this
Thunder
already,
K.
didn't you?
California.
Nope.
Wait, they grew coffee beans last week.
No, that was something else. I figured something else.
Man, I
last
could have sworn you asked this question before.
She did. She asked
I
this.
could have sworn the answer was California.
No.
You asked a question about rice, and I remember that
Alex the intern, Arkansas.
No.
one. No, it wasn't Arkansas.
I don't know why y'all don't know the answer to this.
Just answer the goddamn question then.
No, hold on. I haven't had a chance to answer.
Oh, I thought you did. Sorry.
No.
Now we answered.
Robotuner.
Yeah?
Oregon.
No.
No.
It's going to be a tropical place.
It is.
Oh, it's Florida.
No.
You already answered.
I didn't. I wasn't.
Well, everybody
saying
answered.
the
Nobody's
answer.
going to get credit. I'm just seeing what y'all think.
I already told you what I thought.
God dang it.
All right, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
What? No.
You
you're
asked
wrong.
this last week, and there was two places.
I'm asking a different. This is a different set of trivia.
Okay.
Also, I
and
read some-
it wasn't where the coffee was grown. I think it was something close to that, but it wasn't the same.
All right.
Horse shit.
Next.
What does the word onion
You are fake news.
mean in Latin?
What is what?
The word onion. What does it mean in Latin?
Robotuner?
Mm-hmm.
Watery eyes?
No.
I know this. God dang it.
Thunder K. Fake news.
No.
Doesn't it mean something like near like sun?
No.
Didn't say her name.
No, sorry. Alex the intern.
Mhm.
Sun.
No.
No, it would have soul in it if
It's
it
a
was.
large pearl.
Large
Oh, okay.
pearl.
Well, we are sucking today.
This is you guys. This is just let me give
Speak
you a
for
hint.
yourself. I'm winning.
This is a food trivia. Okay, this is just food trivia.
Okay.
Okay. What is the only edible food that never expires?
Alex the intern. Spam.
No.
Robotuner.
Uh
McDonald's French fries.
huh. No.
They expire like 15 minutes after they've gone.
No,
warm.
they don't. Have you ever seen Super Size Me?
That doesn't mean you can still eat them just because they look preserved. Okay? Just because they
And who'd
look
wa-
that way doesn't
And
mean
who'd want to
you
eat
should.
them after they're cold?
Well,
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that people store them up to a year in the open air and no mold grows
Do
on
they
them.
eat them?
No. I don't
That's because you should not.
yeah, exactly.
Are we talking about like food that naturally occurs, or food that's been canned, or what?
Yeah, you didn't
Food
really
that
clarify.
well, I don't have to clarify. What is the only edible food that never expires?
Well, that actually you do feel like you do need to clarify.
Fine. Okay. It naturally occurs.
Oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Well, if we're gonna go like never expires, is that like never expires in my lifetime, or what is never?
Period.
Because then I would have to say Thunder K elephant.
That's not food.
It can be food.
Oh.
It's illegal to poach for purposes of consumption, though. Oh, they're illegal to poach
If
anyway.
you're hungry enough, you'll eat a damn elephant.
Well, I mean,
tortoises.
Okay, you're all wrong.
Tor-
It's
tortoise
honey.
is this.
It's fucking honey.
honey.
Okay.
Okay.
God.
Wait,
They-
honey can get salmonella, so how is that still
No.
good?
No. Botulism is the only thing that comes
It
from
could also
honey.
get salmonella. That's why
Okay.
they had to recall
Okay.
all those peanut butter jars. Peanut butter with honey.
Oh, okay.
Well, God
I was
dang.
gonna say that's the wrong substance. Okay, next.
Oh my God, she's looking this up.
Honey stored in sealed containers can remain stable for decades, even centuries.
Sealed
However,
in
honey
sealed
is
containers.
susceptible to physical and chemical changes during storage. It tends to darken and lose its aroma and flavor or crystallize. So, no, honey does not expire.
Okay.
What can
Well,
I
you
say?
just said it does, though.
No, I didn't say that.
If it's not within that silk container, then it
Oh
can
my
crystallize and then become.
Okay.
Wait.
What condiment
Oh.
was sold in the 1830s as medicine?
Robotuner?
Mm-hmm.
Mustard?
Alex the intern. Mayonnaise.
Condiment was sold as. Special K ketchup.
Yes.
You said special K.
Thunder K.
Can I say a question and not answer? Because I have one.
What?
Okay. What is the name of the captain that's the captain of the ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge?
I don't know.
Next question.
Captain the Dread Pirate Blackbeard.
Oh,
Okay, back to my
Edward
ketchup.
Teach.
Back to ketchup. In the 1830s, tomato ketchup was sold as medicine, claiming to cure ailments like diarrhea, indigestion, and jaundice. The idea was proposed by Dr. John Cook Bennett, who later sold the recipe in forms of tomato pills.
Pretty hot.
Vitamin and Vegemin.
Mm-hmm. Vitamin and Vegemin. What is a tall chef's hat called? Okay, I'm gonna give you options.
Okay.
A trilby, a toque, a skull cap, or a bucket hat.
Robotuner?
Mm-hmm.
A Hulk?
Yes.
Woohoo! Put me on the board.
How many flowers do honeybees need to visit in order to make 1 pound of honey?
Thunder K 100.
No.
RoboTuner?
Oh.
5?
No.
Alex the intern. 24.
No.
Yeah.
2 million.
2
Jesus
million.
Christ.
All right.
I was under by a little bit.
I think I was too.
All right. This
I
is
think we all were.
this is general trivia. You obviously don't know anything about food, so we're gonna move on to general trivia.
Yeah.
What is a group of turkeys called?
Thunder K, a gaggle.
No.
A gaggle of turkeys. That wasn't my answer. I was just repeating what you said.
Alex the intern, a flock.
No.
RoboTuner?
Mm-hmm.
A trot?
No.
A trot.
I hate you
Turkey
guys.
trot.
It's a rafter.
A raptor?
Okay.
A raptor, turkeys, a crash of rhinos. Let's see, what else?
A gaggle of geese.
And a flock of seagulls.
Oh, what's the one for rabbits?
I don't know.
A bunch of rabbits.
Herd, maybe?
No, there's another name for it. I forgot.
Okay. What is the fastest snake in the world? I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you options.
Okay.
Number 1, a black mamba. Number 2, king cobra. Number 3, boom slang. And number 4, a taipan.
Alex the intern, black mamba.
Correct.
Sorry, wrong button.
What car sold more than 1 million units in 1965 and still holds the record today?
Thunder K, Volkswagen Bug.
No.
Damn it.
RoboTuner?
Mm-hmm.
Chevrolet Camaro?
No.
Alex the intern,
Mhm.
Pontiac.
No. I know who can answer this question.
Your dad?
Justin Brian Heath.
Oh.
God dang
Chevy
it.
Impala.
What was the first
He
car?
doesn't drive an Impala.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
No,
No.
he doesn't.
Well, it depends. From the back seat, he can definitely drive an Impala.
He can. From the back seat.
He's so confused.
I don't know this story, but I think I know what you're alluding
I'll tell
to.
you what.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Next time you see Justin, just ask him.
Okay.
What was the first car to break the sound barrier? All right, I'm going to give you a list of options. Number 1, the Bloodhound. Number 2, the X1. Number 3, Bugatti Chiron. Or number 4, Thrust SSC.
Alex the intern, X1.
Thunder K, Thrust SSC.
Correct.
Damn it.
Damn. Okay.
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 What is the technical term for the brain of your computer?
Thunder K.
Alex the intern. God
Well, you got potty mouth.
damn it.
You-
Joe saw
Your
me.
mama's gonna get you some soap and just wash that mouth out.
All right, Thunder K, go ahead. You answered first.
The
You chimed in first.
CPU.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, you beat me to that one for sure.
I knew it too. God dang it.
Central Processing Unit.
What was Google's original name? I'm gonna give you a list.
Okay.
Google, One Shot, Typist, or Backrub.
RoboTuner.
Uh-huh.
One shot.
Alex the intern, typist.
No.
It wasn't back rub. That sounds sexual.
Thunder K, Guga.
No.
God dang it.
It was Backrub.
Back rub.
Backrub?
I know, that's what I was like, what? Really? Ugh.
Yeah.
There's 3 X's right there.
Yeah, back rub and tug.
Okay. What
Oh,
company?
yeah, you know what? Remember the other one was Hotbot.
Yeah, it was Hotbot. What company did the founders of YouTube work for before starting YouTube?
I don't know this one.
So let me give you a list. Number
MTV
1.
Cribs.
Number 1, Citibank. Number 2, Stripe. Number 3, PayPal. And number 4, US Bank.
Thunder K, PayPal.
Correct.
God dang it.
Another business venture thanks to in part to Elon Musk.
I hate you.
All right, I'm going to do one more.
All right, one more.
Okay.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the original title of Jane Austen's classic novel Pride and
What-
Prejudice?
Can you read that again? This time without the sound effects. Thanks, Thunder K.
You're so angry right now. You need to calm down and watch some Kitten and Puppies.
This is my show. God damn it.
What was the original What was the original
just smacked his
title
hand.
of Jane?
News.
Oh.
That was him. That was him.
What was the original title of Jane Austen's classic novel Pride and Prejudice?
Can we?
Well, I'll give you a list.
Okay, thank you.
Longborn, Eligible, First Impressions, Vanity and Pride.
Alex the Intern, Vanity and Pride.
Thunder K, First Impressions.
Correct. All right.
Versus zombies.
Versus zombies.
Have you guys seen Pride and Prejudice versus Zombies?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It came out in theaters a few years ago. Yeah, I used to see trailers for it all the time.
All right.
I
Who
think
wa-
I think I
Before it
swept
released.
this one.
Yeah, he swept this one by a lot.
Yeah,
he
he
got
did.
6 points, and we both got 1.
All right, so good job, Thunder K. You've stumped the RoboTuner this week.
Peanuts. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
That's
not
all-
called PNT.
That's all we have.
Yeah, that's all we have. All right, so let's end this debacle so we can get on with our evening. And once again, if you got anything that you want to share with us or talk about on the show, you can always drop us a line at fujiwah@gmail.com. That's FUJIWAH@gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 682-325-1379. You can also follow us on Facebook or on Instagram, or both, if you have both, at The RoboTuner on either platform. Until then, we're going to get out this bitch and see you guys next week when we will know for sure who will be our new president, for better or worse.
Peace.
Red Pants.
Goodbye, YouTube land.
Do you
Good
play
night.
our song at the end?
Goodbye.
I haven't been because
good night.
I need to re-record it with him saying Thunder K
Oh.
because he says Special
Why
K.
don't we do it real quick?
Well, here, let's end the stream.
I am ending the stream.
Oh, and I'll actually have to redo it from scratch
Goodbye,
because
everybody.
I don't have the actual project file. Remember I told you that?